Okay, ahoy everyone. I'm Rosalind Domdom, Head of Field Sales for the East Coast. We've got our fabulous team East on this call today. We just wanted to share a lot of updates, exciting news to share about Virgin Voyages. And as a reminder, there are a mix of both travel advisors, our first mates, as well as their clients, friends, family, anyone who's a great fit to come and join. Please make sure that you reach out to the first mate who referred you to this event to take advantage of these exclusive offers. So let's go ahead and get started here. So we are so excited that we are the first brand to ever sweep the Cruise Critic Cruiser's Choice Awards of 2023. This means so much to all of us because this actually comes from all real sailors who have truly experienced what it means to set sail the Virgin Way. So with those 5 categories that we won, that's going to be the best overall cruise line, best dining, best cabins, best service, and best value for the money. So I wholeheartedly agree. Of course, I'm a little bit biased, but it is true. And if you've been on board our ships, you totally understand why we've won these awards. If you haven't been on, stay tuned. You'll discover the reasons why we won these awards. So reasons to sail Virgin Voyages. If you all know anything about our founder, Sir Richard Branson, and all of his Virgin companies, we truly want to disrupt the industry and do things very differently. So we are a game changer when it comes to cruising because there's really nothing else like us already out there. So as far as what it means to set sail the Virgin Way and why Virgin, first and foremost, adults only. You have to be 18 years old, which is fantastic. We have amazing restaurants on board our ship. Very comparable to some of the best land-based restaurants. We are more inclusive, so we hate the idea of nickel and diming on cruise ships. We have a lot of focus on health and wellness, so we like to say that we have that detox and retox experience. And then, of course, we want to make sure that you're curating your own experience. This is where we are very different than other cruise lines out there, where we want you all to just have an amazing time and experience that floating resort at sea. And then lastly, that yacht-inspired design. So we like to say that we have that boutique hotel look and feel. One of my favorite things I always like to say is that when I come on board our ships, there's so many intimate spaces that don't make you feel like you're on a traditional cruise ship. I don't like to be around crowds, so I always try to find these hidden gems, these hidden spots to go and hide and just read a book or have a beverage. So just taking a deeper dive into all of this, like I said, we are exclusively adult. You have to be 18 years old to get on board any of our ships. You don't have to worry about any kids running around or screaming. And I always like to say, you yourself can be that big kid on board our ships. So I always like to say there's a lot of silly fun, whether it's at our arcade, our outdoor fitness areas, the karaoke space. Again, we're not creating experiences for kids. We don't have to worry about that. We're creating them for adults who just want to have a great time and that sophisticated travel experience. And then, like I said, we are more inclusive. So that means all of the food and restaurants are included, all of the tips, unlimited Wi-Fi, all of the group fitness classes, and all of the onboard entertainment. And last but not least, all of the essential drinks. So that's the majority of non-alcoholic beverages. It's going to be your soda, juice, coffee, tea, and still and sparkling water. And we've had a lot of great feedback about our inclusions because these things can really add up on other cruise lines, sometimes doubling or even tripling the cost of the initial fare. And then I always like to say this, don't know about you, I would love to be this woman right here, saving water and drinking some champagne. You're going to see her having about 4 or 5 glasses right now, but we have that relaxed luxe experience. So like I said, we want our sailors to come as you are, do what you want to do on your own time, on your own schedule. There's not going to be those annoying things that you'll see on other cruise lines, whether it's the announcements, those photographers taking photos all the time, no buffets, no main dining room, no formal dress code. Again, just do all the activities and events that you want to do. And if you don't want to do any of those things, that's totally fine too. But you're always going to have that great rock star Virgin Voyages service and just amazing experiences throughout our ships. And then my favorite topic, our food. So we are really breaking a lot of the rules with our food and beverage on board. Hands down, some of the best food I've ever had, whether on land or at sea. And I'm not just saying that because I work for Virgin, I always say this, but we're happy to share that there are 20 plus eateries on board our ships. So there's no buffets, like I said, no main dining room, no formal anything, but all of our eateries are curated by our Michelin star chefs. And we've got a lot of amazing specialty dining experiences, but without all that specialty upcharge pricing that you would see on other cruise lines. So just taking a deeper dive at our restaurants on board, but again, without the specialty upcharges, we've got Gun Bay, which is the first Korean barbecue restaurant at sea. Definitely a high energy, lively experience. It's more social. You're going to meet with other folks, other sailors on board. And then our crew, they're so much fun here. They give you a shot of soju, which is like the Korean version of sake. And you can also play drinking games with them. And then moving on to Extra Virgin, this is our modern, authentic Italian restaurant. One of my favorite spots, we've got homemade fresh pasta. Some of the fan favorites there are the gnocchi, the bolognese, meatballs, affogato, charcuterie boards, and of course, all the selection of wine and cocktails there. Pink Agave, hands down, is my personal favorite. It's our elevated Mexico City street food cuisine, and really fun dining experience. That dish right there, that photo, is my favorite dish on board our ships. It's the duck mole, but some other amazing options are the Mexican street corn, pomegranate guacamole, the bread pudding, chocolate tacos, and of course, the largest selection of mezcal and tequila at sea. And then moving on to the test kitchen. So this is our learning laboratory restaurant, a very unique dining experience. We've got cooking classes as well as mixology classes here, but really unique dining experience. I would say comparable to like any $100 to $200 dining experience on land. But again, you get to have that experience for free on board any of our ships. So please make sure that you try this at least once when you're on board our ships. And then Razzle Dazzle. So this is our more vegan, vegetarian forward restaurant. However, we have expanded our menus. So we have a lot of meat options as well as seafood options here. This is a great spot. We also have our naughty menus and our secret menus if you're not interested in the more healthy options, but a great experience for both brunch and for dinner. And then last but not least, we've got the steak and seafood restaurant. It's called The Wake. So this is our more formal, or sorry, what would be considered our more formal restaurant. But again, remember, we don't do anything too formal. You can walk in here with shorts on, dress, anything, as long as you're dressed, of course. But again, more amazing dining options for steak and seafood, and a bottomless brunch option as well. And then just taking a deeper dive at some of our more casual eateries. So we've got the Dock and Dock House. This is my favorite spot when I get on board our ships. I always come here after I put all my luggage away and clothes away. But this is our Mediterranean style tapas carts are passed around with different small plates and tapas, and a great selection of wine here. Pizza Place is a great option for late night dining. Fresh homemade pizza here. It's a great place to soak up any of the alcohol that you've had from being at the Manor or any of our other clubs or bars on board our ship. And then Sun Club Cafe is kind of a hidden gem. Not everyone knows about it, but it is our poke bowl experience. Salmon, ahi tuna, chicken, anything and everything. And we've got some boozy slushies there as well. And then the Social Club is a fun spot. So we've got popcorn, hot dogs, candy, boozy milkshakes here. Very much that circus festival themed experience. Grounds Club is our coffee shop on board for specialty coffees. And Lick Me Till Ice Cream is our specialty homemade ice cream and homemade gelato shop. And then moving on to some of our beverages. So on this slide, you're going to see some examples of our beer, wine, and liquor. And we're happy to share a good percentage of our drinks are under $10 and always inclusive of tips. However, we have an amazing promotion right now where you don't even have to worry about beverages, which we'll get into in a little bit. But again, we really just want to make sure that we're offering really great quality beverages at really great pricing as well. So with that, we're going to switch gears to our itineraries, and I'm going to hand it over to Danielle.
Okay, thank you, Rosalind. So I would like to introduce you to our ships. So all of our ships are considered sister ships which means that they all have the same design. We want you to experience the ship, but have the same layout on each of the different ships. So first off, we have Scarlet Lady. She was our first ship to join us out of Miami. She's doing 4 and 5 night Caribbean voyages year round. Then we have Valiant Lady. I always say she is living my best life because she winters in the Caribbean and summers in the Med. Then we have Resilient Lady. She just joined us this May out of Piraeus, Greece. And so basically Athens. And she'll be doing some amazing itineraries this winter around the coast of Australia. And then we have our 4th ship, Brilliant Lady. She's joining us the end of this year. So this is just a quick snapshot to let you know where our ships will be throughout the world. We're truly have options all over the world, and we will be releasing some new exciting itineraries. So stay tuned for that within, I think, hopefully the next couple of weeks. So we want to highlight some of our Mediterranean itineraries. We have some really, really great offers. So first off, I talked about Resilient Lady. She launched out of Athens this year. This is one of our more popular itineraries. Rosalind is literally about to get on board, so she's psyched for this.
Yay.
But the best part about this Greek Island Glow itinerary is the overnights and late nights. So there's going to be an overnight in Mykonos and then a couple other late nights. Then we have the Adriatic Sea and Greek Gems. So these are another 7-night itinerary. And if anyone has ever been to Croatia, I have been there. It is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful countries I've been to. So we have a couple late nights out of Dubrovnik as well as Split. And then late night out of Corfu, Greece. Again, the water in this part of the world is just beautiful. And then back to Greece. So then we have the Irresistible Med. This is going to be one of those trips that you're literally going to hit all the hot spots down the coast of Spain. And my personal favorite, the motherland, you get to visit Italy as well. And of course, the coast of France. And then I'm happy to say I'll be getting on board and experiencing the French Days in Ibiza Nights itinerary. Again, late nights, but also 2 different overnights, one in Majorca and one in Ibiza. You know, got to get those pronunciations right, you know. So this is another fun itinerary as well. So definitely check those out. Now, not only have we designed some amazing spaces throughout for the ship, we have this, you know, designed a retreat for you to unwind. So our cabin. So I'm going to take you through our cabins. So 86% of our cabins are have access to a sea terrace or a terrace where you have access to the ocean. Really, really beautiful. They are all clever, or as we say, smart cabins, which means they have a tablet that controls the lighting. There's some fun mood lighting. I have utilized the hangover mode myself. So really fun, clever cabins, as we say. And then the cool thing about the sea terrace, this is our largest cabin category, is our patented seabed actually transforms into day mode to really give you that opportunity to have a little bit more space, move about the cabin. All of these cabins have, you can see the balcony, and we have hammocks. This is one of my personal hotspots. A couple of my colleagues have spent the night on their hammocks, and JC loves to sleep when she sails. So anyway, let's talk about suites. So we have 78 suites total. 63 are in our entry level Rockstar Quarter suites, and then 15 are in our Mega Rockstar Quarters. So that's taking it to the next level. So the best part about the suites is that you get even more when you book a suite. So for our Rockstar quarters, you get access to a private area on board the ship. You get the first round of drinks on us. All of the suites do have bars. So we give you the first round of drinks on us. Then you get early booking, priority access, as well as access to our Rockstar agents that are there to kind of take your voyage to the next level. Mega Rockstars, as I said, you're literally kicking it up a notch, and you're going to get even more with this level of suite. So you get access to Richard's Rooftop as well, and all those other things that your regular Rockstars quarters would get. But you also get a daily bar tab. You get access to our thermal suite in the spa. And not only that, you get bottomless in-room bars. So you can invite your friends over and have a party. And then you get upgraded Wi-Fi. And then you have your Rockstar agent to yourself. And then just like me and Rosalind, we love to enjoy a cold glass of champagne. Here's a great view of Richard's Rooftop. And one of the best parts about this is not only is it private to the suite guests, but every evening there is a complimentary happy hour of Moet and Chandon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Danielle. I want to live my best life in a Mega Rockstar suite right now. So got to book some more here on Virgin. So thank you again for sharing. Next, we've got the wonderful Mike Ostrowski, who's going to share some of our really fun, unique onboard spaces.
Awesome. Thanks, Rosalind. So we talked about what we're eating, which got me really excited. We talked about where we're going. Danielle talked about where everybody else was going except for me. I'm sailing on the Irresistible Med next week, so it's my humble brag. So let's talk about where we're going to hang out when we're on board. The roundabout is kind of the main atrium between deck 6 and deck 7 there. We've got a great little bar right behind where that little palm tree is called On the Rocks. Sometimes we'll have a jazz band playing there, which I'm not a huge jazz fan, but I sit there for hours and just have a couple of bourbons and relax. And it's just a fantastic little spot for some of our performers. The Aquatic Club is the main pool that is on board there. It's also where we would host our Scarlet Night and our Sail Away party. Squid Ink, I think nothing says Richard Branson and different more than having a tattoo parlor on board. It is wildly popular. It is always full. We have some great guest tattoo artists that join us because people want to commemorate their time on board with some permanent ink. The Wellbeing Pool is our second pool on board as well. Okay, B complex. So we talked about that detox and retox. So again, we're all about wellness while we're on board with Virgin Voyages. So the B complex is where you're going to sweat some of those late nights out. You know, some of those pizzas and bad decisions that you made the night before, you could sweat that out the next morning. So great classes, HIIT classes, kickboxing, yoga, and just a beautiful, beautiful setting. I mean, look at that top left, that picture just looking out. How could you not be relaxed when you're working out and just looking out into the ocean there? The tune-up, a great spot for manicures, pedicures, facials, all the different treatments for our ladies. The dry dock where all you ladies can get your blowout. I think Danielle's been waiting for me to say blowout. So that's a good spot for the ladies to be able to get their treatment. The men, you're not forgotten. We have stubble and groom to maybe clean some of this up a little bit when they're on board. And the Redemption Spa, that's one of my personal favorite spots to hang out. We do sell 3-hour passes in there for you to go in and enjoy our treatment rooms, salt rooms, steam rooms, sauna, mud room, hot tub, cold plunge pool. We have it all there. The groupie is our karaoke area on board. We've got 3 private karaoke rooms on board for you all to enjoy and experience. The Red Room is one of our great performance venues. The arcade is all free and included arcade games, 80s and 90s style arcade games. Our social club is a great spot for our solo sailors. We do a grog walk, which is sort of our version of a pub crawl. We do all kinds of different activities there at the social club, whether you're a solo sailor or sailing with friends. The Manor is one of our performance venues. That top left photo is really an iconic photo for for us, especially in the evening with all the bulbs there. It's a great spot to grab a picture. The casino, it is a full service casino on board. And Voyage Vinyl, again, it's a nod to Richard and his time at Virgin Records there. If you've got some vinyl enthusiasts that want to pick up some vinyl and bring it home with them, they do have the opportunity to do that on board. And then why Virgin Voyages? So first and foremost, the Virgin brand. Obviously, again, we don't like to do anything standard. Everything is different. Everything is unique. And that's just how Richard has always operated. No kids, first and foremost, again, 18 and over. We want you to get on board, be relaxed, come as you are. Having the food included. Again, Rosalind talked about all of the different dining opportunities that are on board. A 4 and 5 night itinerary is actually too short. You won't get to experience everything. So you have to come back and book another cruise with us. The tips being included, you do not have to tip. You are welcome to if you are happy with the service and want to include something extra, but they are included, and your Wi-Fi. So like some of those other brands that like to nickel and dime and charge for Wi-Fi, we do not charge for the basic Wi-Fi. I like to kind of look at these quotes and some different things and just pick one out. This talks about the H mix on board. And Lance B from Miami said, the thing I love about Virgin is how no matter who you are, you're going to love it. I was on Richard's birthday bash and he was celebrating 72. Plus I saw a family celebrating a 21st. They're positively over the moon with their getaway. And you really do feel that when you're on board the H mix. It's anything and everything, young, old, and everything in between. Everybody mixes well and just has a great time. This slide speaks to the all-inclusives versus Virgin. I'll read Leslie's quote. My husband and I choose a cruise with Virgin every single time. Everything they include means you aren't constantly reaching into your pocket or worried about your bill at the end. Compared to hotels right now, cruising is the best value, and I couldn't agree with Leslie more. And then why, again, do you want to sail with us here at Virgin? Do you like to travel without kids? We say, shell, yeah. We love great food. You want to feel like a rock star. You want to avoid that stuffy formality. Again, it's come as you are, however you are at home and what environment you're most relaxed. We want you to bring that on board with you. You want to enjoy some new experiences and you're young at heart. We want you to join us at Virgin Voyages.
Amazing job. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate you sharing all the things about our onboard spaces and some real life quotes from our sailors. So with that, we have some red hot offers right now. We know that airfare, especially to Europe, is extremely expensive right now. So we want to kind of alleviate some of that burden. So we've got this amazing air credit promo where you're able to get up to $1,200 of air credit for 2023 med sailings, and you're able to get up to $500 of air credit for all other sailings. So this offer is good for the entire month of June for our Sea Terrace, Sea View, and Insider cabins. Again, for any sailings this year out of Resilient in Athens, and any sailings out of Valiant in Barcelona. And then, like I said, all other sailings for our Caribbean, you're able to get up to $500 air credit. Just to be very clear, you do not need to book air with Virgin Voyages. This is going to be a straight up discount. So any pricing you see, it's going to be slashed and you'll see the up to $1,200 of air credit. And then, of course, we always want to make sure we're taking care of our solo sailors. So I've got no single supplements. Again, for the 2023 med sailings, this is going to be available for the entire month of June. It is not combinable with that very rich air credit promo. It is for all Sea Terrace balcony cabins. Again, Resilient Lady and Valiant Lady out of Athens and Barcelona. And this is a great option if you're a solo traveler, but you might think that the pricing is going to be too high. You finally get to experience that Sea Terrace, that fabulous balcony, and that red hammock on any of our med sailings. And then again, can you tell that we really would love some at 2023 sailings? So this is a great option for any of you who has a smaller group. If you have family, friends, anyone who you think would be a good fit, if we're able to book 5 med 2023 sailings on the same sail date, guess what, you guys, we are throwing in everything. So you're going to get an additional $300 bar tab per cabin. So when you think about it, you have up to $900 of bar tab because we're throwing in even more with this, which I'll talk about in the next slide. So again, if you're able to get up to 5 cabins for any Med 2023 sailings, we're throwing in a free $300 bar tab per cabin. This is available for all cabin categories. And this is, again, good through the entire month of June. And speaking of the free bar tabs, so we're throwing this out for all of our sailings, for all of our cabin and suite categories, traveled by the end of April of 2024, depending on how long your sailing is. So if it's 6 nights or less, it's going to be free $300 bar tab per cabin. If it's 7 nights or more, which is what all of the Med 2023 sailings are, we're throwing in that free 600 bar tab. So again, if you combine the 600 plus the previous one I mentioned about that $300 bar tab, my apologies, you're able to get up to $900 of bar tab per cabin for any of these Med sailings. And then wanted to just announce some fun things about our loyalty club. We call it our Virgin Voyages Sailing Club. And you're able to be part of this special club. If you are a Sea Blazer, that means you've sailed with us when we first launched in 2021. If you are a Sea Rover, meaning you've sailed twice or you will sail twice with us in 2022 through the end of December 31st of this year, as long as you have 2 full fare sailings in between 2022 and by the end of this year, you're considered a Sea Rover. And if you match and see more. So on the next slide, I'll share with you all of our matching status with other major cruise lines. But if you book and sail with us by the end of this year, you'll get what's called our Deep Blue Extras. So if you can see that, that's going to be an additional $100 bar tab bonus. You get expedited boarding, dedicated sailor services support, premium Wi-Fi, cocktail events, laundry service, and a $10 daily coffee credit. So again, just throwing money and amenities and perks all throughout. And you're able to see on this slide all of our loyalty programs that we're able to match status with at these different membership levels. You're just going to make sure that you share your proof of loyalty with the travel advisor who referred you to this so that you can get all the goods if you sail by the end of this year. In addition, we just keep throwing things out here. So if you are part of our loyalty club, our sailing club, if you book by October 31st of this year, for any traveling by the end of May of 2024, we're throwing in an extra 10% discount for you. Again, that has to be booked by October 31st and traveled by May 30th of 2024. So again, make sure that you take advantage of all of these things because a lot of them are stackable and combinable with each other. And then the last thing is our 10% pay in full discount. So if you are able to pay in full, for any voyage that is 180 days out, we are throwing in an additional 10% discount on the voyage fare, like I said, combinable with all of our other offers. But wait, there is always more as we share here at Virgin. We love to be super generous with all of you. So by listening in and by attending this call, if you make a booking with your first mate by the end of this month, by June 30th, that means a 20% deposit on the voyage fare. We're throwing in our sailor loot. That's what we call onboard credit, depending on what cabin category you choose. So it's going to be $50 for our inside and sea view cabins, $100 for our sea terrace, and $200 for our Rockstar suites. These are per cabin, again, for any booking that you make by the end of this month with your first mate. But yet again, there is more. So for any Med 2023 sailings on Resilient Lady or Valiant Lady this year out of Athens or Greece, I'm sorry, out of Athens or Barcelona, my apologies. As long as you make that booking by June 30th, we are doubling the sailor loot. So that's going to be $100 for Insider and Sea View, $200 for Sea Terrace, and $400 for any Rockstar suites. So when you think about it, we are literally throwing all of this money your way, whether it's sailor loot, additional bar tab, discounts on airfare, all of those things. Please make sure you take advantage of this again by the end of this month so that you can take all of these great promos and perks.